Now, it sounds like some quite incredible discoveries have been made. Now, what's it like for you as a researcher and a person to be involved in uncovering these vital parts to telling human history?
It's very exciting for me, of course. My whole life has been wrapped up in this mystery for almost quarter of a century. And when I published Fingerprints of the Gods, the academic establishment rather universally attacked me and scorned the notion that they could have missed anything in the past. One of the magazines that attacked me, for example, was New Scientist magazine in England. Now, basically, in my book, Fingerprints of the Gods, I was saying that history is much older and much more mysterious than we thought. So I was very pleased just some months ago to see New Scientist magazine come out with a headline saying, guess what? History is much older and much more mysterious than we thought. I can't help but confess to a little bit of a sense of vindication when I saw that headline.
Now, you're coming to South Africa at the end of the month to do two seminars, one in Johannesburg and one in Cape Town. It's going to be entitled Magicians of the Gods. Now, that's also the title of your next book. Can you tell us what we can expect from the seminar?
Yes, they're full-day seminars. I'm going to be on stage from about 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening, and I'm going to give 4 lectures during the course of the day, and these will be fully illustrated presentations with photographs and graphics. I will, between the events, I'm going to sit at a table and meet the readers of my books. I've always felt as an author it's important not to be aloof. I would not have a career as an author if I didn't have my readers. And my readers often have very important and interesting things to say to me and interesting bits of information to share. So I'm going to make myself available between the events to talk to anybody who wants to talk to me. Up on stage, I'll be sharing all the latest evidence on the lost civilization mystery, evidence that really almost nobody has heard before, because I presented a little bit here in the United States, but really it's South Africa that I'm going to be putting this evidence before the public for the first time. And this is central evidence to go into my new book that will be published next year. I'm also going to be talking on other subjects of interest to me. My first in the Seal, a quest for the lost Ark of the Covenant, where I look in depth into Ethiopia's claim to possess the lost Ark of the Covenant, as in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I'm going to be doing a presentation on the whole Ark of the Covenant mystery and Ethiopia, and a weird connection with the Knights Templar as well. About psychedelics and consciousness. This is another great interest of mine. Shamanistic states of consciousness, and whether in altered states of consciousness we might in fact make contact with alternative realities. Consciousness, parallel universes, if you like. Consciousness is one of the great mysteries of science. We just don't know how consciousness works. The science is in its infancy in the study of consciousness, and I have been exploring this mystery as a parallel track of my interest for the last decade or so. So I'll be presenting on that, and I'll also give a little on the dramatic events of the Spanish conquest of Mexico between 1519 and 1521, looking into the possibility that spiritual forces, dark spiritual forces that seek to misguide mankind, demonic forces, if you like, may be at work behind human history, and indeed may still be at work today in this world filled with hatred and fear and suspicion that we live in, and that we can only heal with love and compassion.
Well, you're definitely an unconventional thinker, and it's caused some controversy amongst the literary world. You mentioned some of it earlier in our conversation. How do you respond to these critics?
Well, you know, criticism is a really good thing. It makes me up my game. If nobody criticized me, I wouldn't be on my toes, I guess. I have to accept that. It's part of reality, you know, especially if you come forward with extraordinary ideas. You can't just expect people to sit there and say, oh yes, wonderful, I agree with you. More likely they're going to disagree with you, and I need to look at those disagreements. I need to respond to them, and I need to take them into account. Ultimately, if what I'm saying is right, or even partly right, that will be recognized in due course. It's already been certainly warmly taken up by my readers around the world. But getting getting a change in scientific thinking about something as important as the human past is not an overnight operation. It might be a work of centuries. Perhaps I'm just playing a small part in it, but hey, it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Graham, well, I know your fans are definitely excited that you're coming down to South Africa to share your research. I understand you'll be dropping by our studio for a face-to-face interview, so I have so many questions for you, but I think I'm going to hold them until then.
Fantastic. I'll look forward to meeting you then.